Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have been celebrating whiskey by having a little St. George's Day. St. George, of course, was the painting saint of England. And he's famous because he slayed a drag queen. He sailed a drag queen. No, he sailed a dragon. I don't know where to, though. So, around about 1700 years ago, this guy called George gave up his life because he didn't want to give up his religion. I have much more respect for the religious in the past because then it actually meant something. Even if that something was being put to death because you'd fallen into the wrong person's hands. Essentially, that's what happened to St. George, although the hands that he'd fallen into were those of the lord that he was meant to be following. This lord had been annoyed by somebody else, and so what he said was, okay, every Christian that's in my army, round them up and kill every third one. Well, St. George wasn't standing for that, and he told the Lord exactly where to stick it. Unfortunately, this being the Middle Ages, he did stick it up there with a big spike as well. Ah, the medieval age, where sticking it up your arse was taken literally. He became patron saint of England because of Edward III, who'd heard tell of St. George because of tales that the Crusaders brought back with them. "Oh, this guy's brave," said Edward III. I don't know if he said it in that exact voice, but I like to think that he did. Over the years, St. George has come to mean an essential Englishness, even if the guy was originally from Turkey. I think that it's great that we're starting to celebrate being English again. I mean, let's face it, it's taken quite a while, hasn't it? But we have a lot of things to celebrate. We're pretty good at rugby, for example. And occasionally we do well in the cricket. Sure, that's not enough for some people, but what about our history of creating films? I mean, Pinewood Studios is this place that's known around the world as being the centre of the film industry in England. And of course, thousands of people have seen it as the set from the James Bond films. We have a diverse population of many different religions and races and colours and creeds, and sure, it's not perfect, but we're getting there. And I think we do better than many other first world countries. Of course, the fact that I've called this a first world country is kind of a problem in itself. I'll come back to that. We have a beautiful countryside, whether it's the valleys and hills of the Lake District, or the farmland in the Midlands, or the beaches of Cornwall. How can you tell a Cornish beach? It's got a little crinkle around the edge. Like a pasty. It's a British joke. We've invented and discovered some amazing things. I mean, things like the tuning fork, the pencil, the 405 line television system. Cinematography is a British invention. Today is a day where we should be able to celebrate that. We should be able to look at the country that we're in and go, yeah, we did all right. Most days, if you were to ask me, I would say I consider myself British. I'm such a short hop from Wales that I've visited there many times, and I've really enjoyed the few times that I've been able to get up to Scotland. In fact, when I was doing stand-up, Glasgow audiences were my favourite audience ever. I love the fact that we're a union. I would be proud to stand with any member of any country in the UK and say how great we are as a nation. But one day a year, I'd like to take the time out and just recognise how great that we are as England as well. Was everything that we did perfect? God, no. But we've achieved an awful lot. And it's something that we should be proud of. Even if it is just for this one day a year, it is something that we need to be proud of. England needs its own identity. Wales and Scotland and Ireland have it, and quite rightly so. So for this one day, even if it is just this one day, if you're from England, stand up and say, I'm from England, and then have another whiskey. That's my opinion anyway. You can like, share, comment and subscribe on this video to leave yours. You could also follow us on Twitter at Steve_Mellor or at Burnt Papyrus or Burnt Papyrus on Facebook. Next week I will be talking about the Avengers Age of Ultron, because I'm going to assume that everybody's seen it by then, and of course it won't be newsworthy anymore. I mean, let's face it, it's newsworthy today because the film's being released today, but I don't get to see it in time to actually make a video about it for you, and I'll see you next week.